Yes, thank you.
Does anybody else want to record? Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do it one more time. This time I'm going to bend out. Okay, I'm going to come back. So here's my first finger, second finger, staggers, trying to get a trapezoid shape. If you don't get a trapezoid shape, it looks more like a hot dog and it's not attractive. Okay, there's my finger. And then this one, it bends halfway and then it goes back. So I'm gonna erase that. Can you see what I'm doing? And then you see the thumb come behind. Okay, so that's a little complicated. I'm gonna do one here that's not here, but I call it my martini hand. So trapezoid, palm, finger, 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 and thumb. So they're just lines right now. And then I fill them in. And then I put my little glass right there. And it fits right in there. Fits right in there. Okay, so I'll do the next one, which is trapezoid shape. So it bends and bends. So I'm just staggering them so I get the diagonal. Now I'm going to create it with fingers. So it's little curves to represent the knuckles, trapezoid shape, trapezoid shape, trapezoid shape, small, medium, and large. And then each one folds behind the next hand. So you just get a slight change as it goes behind. Now I'm going to try to draw it. So I've got my trapezoid shape. I don't like that. I'm going to do it one more time. So it bent. Got a little bit of eraser on it. So you see the curve, trapezoid, trapezoid. I don't like that thumb. Okay. I might slow it down a little. Okay, so there we got. Oops. Sorry, turn that off. Okay. So this is some examples, and I'm going to fold it so it'll fit, of shading it. So we have trapezoid, each one went a little smaller, and you just see one finger. A little wider. So if it helps, put your pen there so you can see the angle. It had a little bit more angle than I drew. And then the next one slightly curves. So every one of these fingers is going wide to small. I'm checking my angles and I'm making sure I'm drawing a trapezoid. So I'm going to give it just a little bit more change. I want it a little smaller. I don't want it so long. I want this one just a little bit longer. Yeah, I want that one just a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of curve right here. So it's not so straight, has a little bit of shape. Okay. And then the last one, it's a palm shape. I see the thumb, the finger, trapezoid, curves. It's still a trapezoid. This one, it bends halfway, trapezoid, and it curves. The next one is right next to it, and it curves. Trapezoid, and it curves. So here I've got 2 or 3 grouped together. So that gives me like a large area, a small area, and a medium area, and it balances it. So whenever you group 2 or 3 fingers together, it's going to look prettier. Whenever you can get a nice S curve, it's going to look prettier. S curve, 2, where I would put small, medium, and this would be large. And so I'm breaking it up, it makes it look prettier. When you have like all 4 fingers in a row on your waist, it's not going to look good. It's going to be too distracting and the fingers are going to end up looking like an octopus. So it's always better to group 2 or 3 fingers together. Okay, so now flip that over and we'll draw this. A little more challenging. So we have the armhole, the clavicle, slightly curves, comes down. We see the trapezoid.
Can you bring it over and down?
Sorry, I got carried away. Thank you. Okay, so there you go. So I have the clavicle. Here's the neck. So you can see a little bit of curve right there in the arm. The trapezoid shape. Okay, so now we're going to get the wrist is a little smaller and the palm is going to turn. Okay, so far we have the turn. So the first pinky bends and it's a trapezoid shape. Trying to get the trapezoid shape and a slight curve. Okay, so the next one we see the little fold. We see some of that finger coming out and then it's going to bend. So it bends up. We get the first curve. The second curve, the thumb is going to come out. And the last finger is going to flip up. So you see it connecting. And then it's going to have shadow inside the thumb, shadow on the sides of the finger, shadow on the side of the elbow, the wrist, shadow on the inside, and a little shadow just on the edge. So the middle gets the highlight. Could nuance it right here, just in the curve. The nuance it in this curve. So now go down to the next one. So we have the clavicle again. The arm slightly curves. The bend of the elbow. So you will see a slight curve. So now we're going to have trapezoid, the palm. It's a slight curve. The first finger bends halfway, trapezoid, curve. This finger's a little longer, trapezoid, curve. The next finger's right next to it, just a tiny bit of it longer. This one goes farther out, and it bends, and it curves. Okay. And we put a little shadow on the sides. I elongated my fingers a little more than the one I'm looking at. I could put just a little bit darker. And I could draw it just a little bit more nuance in some of the curves. Will just help it look dimensional. Okay, so I'm missing this other arm, quarter of a head. And then you see a little bit of the palm, trapezoid. These fingers are a little longer, and this one bends back. Shadow created from the arm in the way, shadow under the arm, and shadow on the inside. It can be a little darker there, and maybe just a little darker here. And it just pops it up. Okay, so the last hand. So I think what will help you in doing these hands is I will scan all these hands and then trace over them a few times and then try to freehand draw it so you don't get so stressed out. And it puts a little muscle memory in your library in your brain, and then try to draw it. Trapezoid, curve. Trapezoid, curve. And then bent. And I'm looking at the angle. This had more angle. I didn't get that angle, so I'm going to just change it a little bit. Get the angle, and it's wide to narrow. So you see that shape. And it's wide to narrow. Then I've got shadow, shadow, Whole fingers in shadow, and now just the sides of the fingers are in shadow. And then I can make it a little thicker. And I've got a hand. Okay. So got that. Now, feet. The feet are fun. So I usually make a wheel. So I have a front foot, a side foot, a back foot, and a 3/4 foot. So the 3/4 foot, I'll move it up a little bit. That's 3/4 foot. It's a little more challenging because once again, you're seeing a front view and a little bit of a back view. So I'm going to make a wheel. I'm going to start with the front foot. So this is my front foot. I'm going to put it over here. So I have a trapezoid representing the ankle, and I'm going to make the ankle higher on this side. And then it's a trapezoid. So it comes out and it bends slightly, and we get the first toe. Okay, so all the little toes come next. So there's a little bit of a diagonal here, so you can see. So I'm getting that diagonal, and with each toe, I do a little less detail till it fades away. Give it a little shadow. I'm gonna give it a little bit of shadow. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to, we'll do this side view right here. Side view. I'm going to put it over here. So the foot is a circle, a rectangle, and a triangle. So I'm going to put it right here. A circle. I'm going to just draw a line. Trapezoid or a rectangle. So I'm going to give it a little S curve here. And I gave it just a little bit of curve, and that's my toe I stuck on it. And then right under here, I'm going to give it a little bit of arch. Right there, give it a little bit of arch. So that's my first foot, and it's a side foot. Okay. So as you can see in this picture, we put some toes in it. We put a little more arch in it, and now we put a heel in it. So I'm going to put the same thing. I'm going to put that arch in it, put my rectangle and my triangle, put my heel, put my little S curve. Now I'm going to put a shoe around it and a strap. Here we go. We got the side view. We got the front view. We got the side view. Okay. Now this one is a 3/4 shoe, and I'm going to put it right here. So you can see my arrows showing the direction of my shoe. When I first started out drawing and I'd look at a photo, I would always draw an arrow to decide where is that shoe pointing, and that would keep me drawing the right direction of my foot. So usually the direction of your knees and the direction of your foot go the same way. If they don't, your model or your photo is a ballerina, they know how to twist their feet, but most people, their knees and their feet go the same direction. Okay, so I'm going to draw a slight curve, and I will see a little bit of the back of my heel. and a little bit of the heel, but the heel is really close to the shoe, really close. It's not like the side view where it was far away. It's really close to the shoe. And so that helps it look like a 3/4. So I'm going to put a strap on it, and I exaggerate the wrap around. This is called a T-strap sandal. And I'm going to wrap these straps around the shoe. That helps make it look dimensional. And so I'll see the little toe, and I can draw the other little toes, and then they fade away. Maybe I'll show the back of the heel, the inside of the heel, and then a little shadow. Important in helping it look dimensional. Right now I have one highlight, and then I'm putting a dark. So now I have a mid-tone, a shadow, and a highlight, and it helps pop it up. Okay, so now I've got my front foot, my 3/4, and my side foot. Okay, so now I have some more here. I have a nice little low heel, so I'm going to start again. I'll fold this, and I'm going to do a tiny heel and just a little bit of arch. So this shoe gives me just a little bit and a nice point. There's a little bow on it. A little bit of gather in the sole. I might make the sole a little bigger. Might get that heel a little farther up. Maybe a little more curve. Maybe not quite so much curve. So I'll see a little bit of ankle. So I'm going to put a little bit there. And now this has a shadow going through the bottom, but I still can see a highlight. And there's a little bit of shadow where the shoe met the foot. And then I'm going to make one line a little darker than the other. And I might just make a little bit of darker. So I can see the difference. Okay, so now I've got shoes going on both sides, and I have my front view. And I'm going to look at my other choices. So I have a back view. Okay, so I have a back view. These are all from the textbook. So I'm going to draw ankle a little higher. You can see there's a little bit of height in that. So you can see that. It has a circle. So I draw the little circle lightly, and now I'm going to draw the shoe. And then the back of the heel slightly lifts up. Back of the heel. Wait, you can't see what I'm drawing. All right. I'm gonna start all over on that one because you can't see what I just did. I did the ankle. It's a trapezoid shape. It has a little bit of angle. I drew the circle, and then I drew the outside, but it slightly lifts up here. So I'm going to go slightly up. This one had a little point on it, and then a seam in the back of the heel. And then I see the bottom of the shoe, and I see a little bit of the shoe before it hits the back. So that is my back view. This one is another 3/4, but it's a back view. So I'm going to draw it has a little bit of the ankle protruding. And then I see the curve. I see the back of the heel. And as it comes down and hits, I see the curve. And then I see her foot meet it. I went a little too far. Hers didn't go that far. So you can see the direction of the shoe. So give it a little highlight right at the curve and a little here too. Maybe I'll have a little stopper on it. Usually the back of the shoe is going to be another color. I'll make it just a little bit darker. So now I got my third value in the shoe. And I have my 3/4 shoe. Okay. And then I have almost done. Do I have any more shoes? The textbook has a lot of, let's see if I have another one going the other direction. Not in this pile, but I think in the book, there is a whole glossary of shoes. And you can get pictures of shoes online. And I would suggest if you get a picture of a shoe, trace over it a few times, break it down into simple shapes. Okay, I'm finding shoes. Okay, here we go. This one doesn't have the direction I want. These are cute though. Let's see. I have other shoes. Here's some. There's a whole section on accessories. Okay, let's see. Boots. I want a 3/4 shoe. I think I found one. Okay, good. I have one book I rip out for this class. And then I have another book that I said no ripping. Okay, here I got a 3/4 shoe. You can see it. So I'm going to put it here. So it went wide to narrow. I'll color it in.
Miss Rad, are you drawing right now?
You can't see, I'm sorry.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks for telling me. I'm making it a little bigger. Now I look at this, I think it's a little wider. whenever you have to draw random dots, try to put them in triangles. It makes them fit in the space better. Okay, so now I've got it, except it's much bigger than all my other shoes, but that'll work. You're getting the idea that I've made a wheel. That's my goal. Okay, so I have, do I have any other shoes I want to put in there? I could put this cute little feather shoe in here. This one's kind of cute. Yeah, you can see. And this one has the back of the heel, but then all the feathers come. I wonder if the artist just had all these shoes in her closet. The artist that did all these pictures, she passed away this year. And she had an incredible wardrobe. So I'm gonna guess that these sketches came from her closet. So it has more shadow on the inside and the tips. And then I'm gonna mix my thicker line so I get a little bit more shadow. I'm trying to get dark and light. Wherever you have the darkest value, it draws your eye. And so you want to place your darkest line strategically so it pulls your eye around the sketch. That's your goal. So here, here, and here. It pulls me around. Okay. Okay, so now I have a nice shoe wheel. So those are some. Let's see if I can find a boot. I think I just found a boot. We have just a little variety. I've got a flat foot. I've got a high heel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this boot in my shoe wheel. Might be more work than I want to do, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to start with, so kind of kicking his heel up. I start with a circle, the shape. So it's a circle, trapezoid, triangle. And then this is a trapezoid. So just basic shapes first. I'm gonna bring it down a little so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. I have a little shadow there. I wonder if this light will help. That helps a little more, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna draw the heel. The back of the heel. So you always want to get that S curve. That's what makes it attractive. So you want to get that S curve. Okay, so now I've got my little curve. And it's trapezoid shape, so it's going to come out a little wider and show that buckle going over. That thing's making noise. Go there. And haven't lost you. And this one, I see a little bit of it in the back. So I see a little bit of shadow, a little bit of shadow. So it has angle, try to get the angle, curve, and it comes back as high. Has a little design on it. It has more of a point. And it has top stitching on it and a seam. So I'm going to show the top stitching. It has a little seam here, stitching on both sides of it. Try to get stitching all nice and even. And even the pointed tab has top stitching. So learning the names of all these details like pointed tab, and these are appliques. They're pieces of leather sewn on top of leather and then edge stitched. So I'm just trying to draw the design. And I'm not getting it exactly, but as long as I get a gist of it, I'm okay. And each one is edge stitched. And she's used cross hatching. I just use shading. It's fine too. Cross hatching is when you don't have the value change and you just use black lines. But we have some value change, so it's okay. So I'm going to put shadow inside the heel, shadow on the outside of the heel, and trying to get it a little bit darker in some of the areas. Okay, so I've got a little bit. Just putting a little bit of nuance on some of the curves will pull my eye around. And it's okay. Got enough detail that it'll work. Okay. So now I have a shoe wheel. So can use the textbook. I'm going to put a lot of pictures online. You can use real photos, but the goal is to just get the different shoes or feet going all the way around in a circle. And we make a nice little shoe wheel. Okay.
How many shoes have to be in a shoe wheel?
We need a front view. We need a 3/4 view. So those are a 3/4 view. So that's 1, 2. Need a side view. That's 3. So that's 4. 1/4 back view. That's 5. A side view. That's 6. And then this was the 7. So 7. I just made more than 7, but you only have to do 7. Front view, 3/4 view, side view left, and a back view, a 3/4 back view. I could have put another 3/4 back view here, but that's okay. One back view is enough. that make sense?
So it was a front view, a 3/4 view, a side, a left, a back, and a 3/4 back. That's
And
big.
and a side view to the right. This one's to the left.
Okay.
And then a 3/4 view to the right. And this is 3/4 view to the left. So I just did 7.
Let me read it off to you again.
Okay.
So a front view, 3/4 view, side, left, back.
This is side view left. Yeah. And then the back. Okay.
Okay, so it's a side left.
Yeah.
Back view, 3/4 back,
Yep.
and then a side right,
Side right. And then a 3/4 right.
and then a 3/4.
That's 7 total.
Is there supposed to be a 3/4 left?
Yeah. That was number 2. That was
Oh,
number,
it just says 3/4 view, but that one's left.
so there's one left and one right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that's your shoe. Okay. So now here is the front view that we learned. And here is the walking front view with the hip swing. So we did the exercise where we cut this up and moved it over. Now we're going to do it with the grid. So here it is with the grid. So I'm going to draw the grid. I don't know what I did with my ruler. I'm going to draw this. Here it is. Ruler. Okay, so I'm going to draw the grid. Oops, it moved. Oh, it's time to stretch. We've been doing this for an hour. So just move your neck. Look to one direction. Look down. Hold it for a few seconds. Look up on the side. Now turn your head to the other side. Look down. Look straight. Look up. Roll your shoulders. Because after we do this week after week, you're going to have the stiffest neck if you don't take these little breaks. So I try to do it on the hour just so that we don't get, I don't know, they should have a term for it, computer neck. Okay, so now I'm going to mark this off. I'm going to do a 1/2 inch for the border, and then I'm going to just put little inch marks all the way down the paper. Okay, so all these handouts will be on the module. Okay, so here's my first one. I'm going to do my oval. You can see it. Oval. Neck. Trying to get it symmetrical. Halfway down the cylinder. I'll start with my neck. My shoulders are halfway. Here we go, halfway. Gonna go to the 3. Gonna make that about 3/4 of a head. So I'm just eyeballing it. I can double check it if I want to be sure. Measure it. Measure it. I'm a little wide. Cut a little off on each shoulder. Okay, so I got my 3/4. I might make it a little slimmer. Okay, so now I'm going to curve it. I'm going to take that little bit and I'm going to make the center. Here was my 4. Going to make that crotch at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to take that same distance from the shoulders and I'm going to put it, there's my 4 1/4. I'm going to put it about right here. So I could measure it. Just going to measure it and make sure that I get it the right width. Okay. That's my first handout. Okay, then I've got the next one. Do you want to draw this while I draw it? Think it'll make it easier? If you draw
Yeah,
Fine.
but you got to give me a moment. Yeah.
a moment.
How much bend did you put in the hips?
How much bend? Well,
Yeah,
I would
you.
guess this distance right here is about 1/4 of a head.
Okay.
All right. We could go ahead. Cool. I think this should be small. Okay, you could do the next step if you want.
Okay, everybody else is ready? Okay, so this is the high hip leg right here. So this leg has to come back to the access line. So this is our 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I am going to put the leg right about here where the ankle would be. I'm just going to draw the line right there. So this was my 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put 6 there. 7, 8, 9. I just put it a little higher. And then you can see if I drew the margin, everything is shifting slightly.
Mm-hmm.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything went off the line slightly. This could actually be down a little further. Okay, so I'm going to connect that trapezoid and that trapezoid. And then I'm going to put my other leg there was 1 and there's 2. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 5 and 6. Hello, whoever came. So now we have 13. Who showed Say hi, whoever just came in. Was it Jennifer? Not sure who just came in. So you guys can unmute yourself, right? Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to go here. So this one is going to be 7, 8.
Where are
9.
you? Right there at that dot where the knee bends. Where are you? Like what number?
Where the knee bends, that's 6. So I'm going to lift it up slightly. Get it, I don't know why, get it more focused. Usually when I put my hand there, it focuses it. It's a little slow. Hopefully that'll get it. Okay, so this was 4, 5, 6.
Are you talking? I think we lost you. Yeah.
So I'm back in the meeting on my phone, but I don't know what happened to my computer. It's still trying to launch.
Oh.
Huh. Can you still see the sketch?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just the computer where you saw my picture that's gone. But I'm
Yeah.
still on with phone.
Okay.
So weird.
That's
Yeah, I
fine.
don't know why. It's just, I have no idea why that one's not connecting, but you can still see the sketch. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next step is I'm going to flush out that leg. So here is the first sketch. So let's see. That's not letting me do this. Well, as long as you can see what I'm doing, because I don't know why it won't connect. Let's see. I'm going to try to get back in. We'll see if it sets up. Okay, I'm going to draw the leg. Okay, so here's my leg. I'm going to go to the 6. Ankles higher. And my foot goes right through that access line. So this is the leg holding up the weight. Let me get this slightly curved. Might make it a little slimmer.
Oh,
What?
I didn't see like when I did my diagonal, I didn't go like all the way to the other side because I didn't see you went like past the I gotta redo it.
You can do an overlay on top of it so you don't lose everything you've done. So this is the weighted leg. This is the play leg.
Miss Rad,
Yeah,
on the weighted leg, where is that knee? Like,
the weighted leg, the knee is a little bit above the 6 because it
okay.
went up here. So the 6 was here and now it's here.
And what about the other one?
The other one is below the 6. It's here. It was there and it's below.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so all of these are creating diagonals. That's why when you move the hip, nothing stays on that line anymore.
I don't know how you did it. My legs don't look right.
Your legs don't look right?
No, not at all.
Maybe you couldn't, at like the end of class, do this one again. This one was kind of hard for me. I don't know why, but where I drew the lines for like lining out, where I would draw my knees and my legs, they're completely off from where you did yours. Like
Okay,
in
I'll
different
start all over.
places.
Okay. I'll start all over. Okay, so I will draw,
3.
I'll start all over. So I'll draw the access line. So I'm gonna start all over. I'm gonna draw my oval. Going halfway. Okay, so I'm going to bend that waist. It's about a quarter of a head. Maybe a little bit more than a quarter of a head. There's a quarter of a head. It's a little bit more, not much. And so the center of the waist is going to go. So here's my 1. There we go. There's our 1. So when I pivot this, there's going to be my 1 and there's going to be my quarter. So this distance is 1.5 heads. And this distance is 1.5. Make sure I'm not even. So I use a piece of paper. I measure this and I can fold it in half. So I know that I'm in the center and I can line it up and line it up. So there's my hips. So this is my crotch. This is my waist. I don't want to confuse you with what I just.
Miss Rad,
Yeah.
so when you're doing the hips, you first draw that that line where the waist will start, and that's like a half a head down, right? So then you draw that up to you draw that diagonal line to meet the waist. And I'm sorry, I'm really lost after that. I'm confused
Okay.
where you draw the hips.
Okay. So this distance from here to here, 1 inch. 1 inch.
Okay.
1 inch. 1 inch is right here. Okay. Now I took it.
It's an inch. Okay.
And that, yeah, because I'm making an inch head. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah, that makes
welcome.
sense.
Yeah.
Miss Rad, the crotch is
Yep.
2/8 below that leg line, right? That's 2/8.
The crotch is a quarter of a head past my hip. This is my hip. The crotch is a quarter of a head or a quarter inch because they're both an inch and a head. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's far.
It looks far.
It just looks smaller on your page because you said you said 1/4 of an inch, right?
Yeah. This is the 3. This is the 4. This is the 4. And this is 4 1/4.
Okay. Okay. On a quarter.
Okay. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my 9. And I am going to connect. I'm going to go up a quarter of a head. And I'm going to connect my hip to there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I just put it at 8 3/4 because my ankle's going to go there. And then I can actually measure one head. Actually, it got there a little closer. So this is a good illustration how everything changes now that I've moved hip. It moved everything up.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to move the other leg closer to here. So I'm going to go 1 inch and it's going to be the 5. So I'll put a little dot there. And one more, that's going to be the 6. And then I'm going to move it out. This is going to be the 7, 8, 9. So this is going to be my 9, 8, 7, and my new 6. So you can see it created a diagonal here. It created a diagonal here. and it created a diagonal here. Is that making sense? And then I can make my creative design, my ilium.
What do I have? Oh, there we go. I'm back. Jeez. And I'm upside down. Oh, because that's my phone. Okay. So my internet died on me. That was weird. Okay. Hmm. Oh, so that's me. That's my phone. And there's my sketch slightly so you can see it. So how are you guys doing with it? You can hear me?
Yeah, this one that I just did looks better than the first one I did.
Oh, good.
I don't know. It looks proportional. It just looks a little wrong though at the same time. Can you move it over, your sketch over a little bit to the left?
Move it over to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help?
Yep. Oh, this looks bad.
Can you do an overlay?
I don't know. I'm having a truck. I don't know. My arms are looking crazy now.
Can the people that's not talking put can we all have our stuff on mute?
Sure.
Miss Rad, could you please push the picture up a little bit so we can see the feet, please? Thank you.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, can you go back up, please?
Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you.
Welcome. So it's 9. You got to turn your head around and move your neck again. Turn to one corner, look down, look up. Do you guys get stiff necks? Or
Yeah.
is it just me old?
Stiff necks a lot with anything. Especially like having a phone.
Yeah.
What also helps is the cat cow yoga pose.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, cat to cow.
The first time I learned Adobe Photoshop Illustrator, my neck got so stiff. And the doctor goes, "What have you been doing?" And I went, "Learning Photoshop and Illustrator." But just every hour, if you just turn it around like in a circle, it will get the kinks out.
How long is our break gonna be today?
We do 9:15 to 9:40,
Okay.
45 minutes. Is that better?
Yeah, it's good.
Gives you time to go have breakfast.
Mm-hmm.